This is it, the new Toyota HiLux, and it has seen some significant changes. Not all of it has changed though. I'm going to walk you through what has and what hasn't been adapted for this new generation model, and I'll talk about the powertrains, I'll show you the interior. So let's check it out. Thanks for subscribing. There's going to be a few different body styles as there was in the previous versions of the HiLux, including a single cab chassis. There's also going to be extra cab models on offer, and dual cabs will be the strongest part of the lineup. There'll be more dual cabs than anything else, and there's still going to be a number of different models available, including the entry-level Workmate grade, which does have a much more work-focused interior and a bit more of a modest exterior design. And then you've got the SR, which is more focused on fleets and still has plenty of great features. The SR5 is the dual-purpose ute for dual-purpose owners, and then you've got this one here, the Rogue, which is certainly a more outlandish looking machine with a different interior too. And then there's going to be a hardcore rugged X version, which is definitely the off-road focused vehicle in the lineup, and it'll have some suspension differences compared to some of the cheaper models, just like this one and just like the SR5, which I'll tell you about shortly. And there's also going to be a fully electric HiLux for the first time, HiLux BEV, and it's going to be focused more on mining companies and fleet customers. But let's talk about what has and hasn't changed. We'll take a little closer look at the design of this new HiLux. This new look HiLux was designed in Australia, but I'd love to know what you think about this new look, because to me it's going to be divisive for some. There is a different looking grille, very much like the Corolla Cross, and the slimline headlights might be interesting for some people as well. I do think that it's a pretty attractive piece of design personally, but is it too generic? I'd love to know what you think. Now, there have also been some changes to the profile of the vehicle. As you can see, it's still the middle bit that's the same, but at the front, it's different, and at the back, it's different. So the sheet metal is basically different front and rear. You've also got different wheel arch designs, different wheels as well, different side step design, but still the same bit in the middle. So the turret is the same, the chassis is the same, the wheelbase is the same, the track is the same, the glass is the same. So there's a lot of carryover stuff, and the dimensions not too different to the predecessor either. Let's have a little look at this Rogue's rear end, because it does have a different design for the sailplane. I actually think that looks quite tidy, not as big as some of the others, so not as cumbersome, and it does have this roller cover as well. So it's nicely integrated into there, and of course there's going to be a number of other accessories for different grades if this one isn't right for you, but it is certainly a pretty striking looking piece of design. One other great thing is these excellent little side steps on the side, which we've seen on other utes obviously, but it is a nice inclusion to have them there. Now, this back has seen a redesigned tailgate area as well. Now let's have a look in the tub area, and the Rogue still gets the carpeted finish. It is a removable carpet. If you don't want the carpet in there, you can get rid of it. It's also got the sliding tie-down rail points, which aren't on other models, lower grades, and it's also got lighting in the back there as well. It's got the roller tonneau cover too, and there's a little power output there as well. But some of the lower grades don't have some of those smarts that you might find in other models in the ute segment, and as you can see there, that does eat into the boot space, into the cargo space I should say, a little bit more than you might be hoping for. And let's have a look underneath. Yep, you're still getting a full-size spare, and it's still got the same sort of suspension as before as well. So interesting. Now let's check out the interior and we'll see whether the Rogue is upmarket enough. Righto, let's have a look at the interior of this new HiLux, and it is a massive change compared to the predecessor. In a lot of ways, this is a far more appealing and upmarket and high-tech feeling experience. Now, this is a high-grade model in the lineup, the Rogue, and there will be, well, less excitement on offer in some of the cheaper models. I sat in a Workmate earlier, and it's quite underwhelming compared to this, I have to say. But this one does have some really nice design and some great controls to it. So let's have a look at the tech first and foremost. You do have a 12.3-inch screen in this high-grade version, and even the cheaper models only have digital instrumentation now. So you won't get tacho or dials in the entry-level versions. It's a 7-inch screen with some sort of big bezels on the side, and that might not be appealing to everyone. This 12.3-inch screen, I think it's pretty nice, and it does have a good amount of technology on the screen for you to play with. It's like a Land Cruiser 300 or a Prado in terms of what you can see on the screen there, and in the higher grade models you also get tire pressure monitoring. That's not standard on all grades. Now let's have a look over here at this 12.3-inch screen, another one, that's right, and it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's familiar from other models in the Toyota and Lexus lineups. The menus and the controls, you'll get used to them pretty easily, I would think. It's maybe not the most high-tech thing, but look, if you're just the sort of person who only maybe use SatNav or maybe use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, then you'll be perfectly happy because it's got that wirelessly available across all grades. This screen is standard on all grades, which is awesome. Some people might not love the fact that it's volume buttons rather than a dial, but let's talk about the controls below that because, well, it's good to see. You've got actual physical controls for your climate system. There's a fan adjuster toggle. You've got temperature adjustment toggles as well. Buttons here for all the controls that you would need to get your hands on. And there's even a steering wheel heating button because some grades have that. Now down below, there's another array of manual controls, thankfully, for a lot of the things that you will need when you're going off-roading or just driving on-road. You've got a drive mode selector down here, which will change the display on the screen here. And if you're on the off-road modes, then you can change that display as well to show you what's going on. And speaking of which, if you do have this car in low range, it will auto-activate the surround view camera system on this screen and give you a better forward view and plenty of great off-road mode views there too. Now down here, you do have the multi-terrain system. That's the button there to adjust between the different off-road modes. Rear differential lock, hill descent control. You can turn your auto start stop off if you don't want it on. Traction control there. And you've got the shift on the fly, 2 high to 4 high, and then you have to be in neutral to shift it to 4 low. You still can't drive on sealed surfaces in 4 high, so just be mindful of that. Nice controls down here, a wireless phone charger, couple of buttons for your seat heating. It's just on or off. There's no multi-stage heating. You've got some cup holders in between here, a decent sized center console bin there with a power outlet too. And over here, you'll see there's some great storage. You've got an overhead bin, which is open in the lower grades. You've got down here a decent sized glove box, and on the sides of the dashboard, you'll also see you've got some cup holders, which is really quite handy. If you're the sort of person who wants to keep their coffee warm or their can of drink cold, well, there you go, you've got that option. Bigger bottle holders than before and a revised trim as well on the doors. Now, let's have a look more broadly at these seats because they've been rethought as well, according to Toyota. They're comfy and they maybe are a little bit slimmer, maybe. And the adjustment is not too bad in the higher grade versions, but in the lower grade ones, if you're a tall person, you might find that you sit quite high up and quite close. So just keep that in mind because it could be a problem for big units. And speaking of which, you've still got the old hard grab handles up above here. So yeah, maybe not perfect for everyone, but let's jump in the back seat and see what it's like. Righto, so like I said, the middle bit of this ute hasn't changed. So that means that the space is still not the best in this segment. Yeah, knee room, as you can see, for someone my size is not great. And well, the headroom, it's okay, I would say. For someone 6 foot tall, you'll fit. Just be mindful though, Toyota still didn't decide to get rid of these very, very hard handles. And if you're off-roading and you find yourself adjusting yourself in your seat, that's gonna hurt. Really surprised they didn't change that. But anyway, let's have a look at what's going on in the back seat besides that. Well, down here, you'll see directional air vents, couple of USB-C ports. You've still got the transmission tunnel in the middle, and you've also got these mat pockets on the seat backs, and there's the carryover bag hook on the back for your takeaway. So the door skins again have changed. You've got soft padding in this particular grade, at least, with this grey trim and a little pocket there that you might be able to put a phone, and down in the doors there's bottle holders too. And yes, you do still get the ISOFIX points in the window seats, but still with the strap tether to the center point behind there. And for parents who have dealt with that in the previous HiLux, it might not be the greatest thing that still is the solution for this one. You've also got some little coat hooks above there, and as I said, those grab handles. But yeah, the space in the back, I mean, it's okay. It's certainly not the best in the class though. Toyota has democratized the diesel engine in this model range. So now all versions come with a 2.8 litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine, 150 kilowatts, 500 Newton meters, and the choice of 6-speed manual in some grades or a 6-speed automatic transmission. There's 4x2 or selectable 4x4, still no permanent 4-wheel drive option in this model range, unlike some other utes in the segment. And also that does mean that the 2.7 litre petrol is gone from the workmate models, and so is the 2.4 litre turbo diesel. Now, in some grades, from the dual cab SR automatic upwards, you will get 48 volt assist technology or mild hybrid technology as part of the powertrain too, to help save some fuel and make it a little bit more efficient. So there you have it. This redesigned new generation HiLux is more appealing than before, but what do you think? Are you happy with the new design? That's what I really want to know. Have you say in the comments section below, and do you think Toyota has done enough? Make sure you let me know. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you when I see you.